Hey everybody, Billy from Mutation Creation. Finally, here on YouTube, we have another video. It's not gonna be a snake video. It's not gonna be an egg cutting video, but we're gonna do our first video in a long time on how we breed our ASFs, what we use, and a little cool thing at the end. So let's just get right into it. So we here use Vision. So big shout out to Vision. We're using the stainless steel tops with the V35-S, the small. It comes in a larger pan, but we like the smaller pans, or tubs as you'd call them, and really like them a lot, and I'll show you why. All these products come from Vision as well. This here, they have, I guess, little slots where you just basically put the water in, and you just just a nice little squeeze, and this fits right in here for the rats to have water on the water line that goes up to the bucket above. And we fill that, and all these we just did this ourselves. This is just a baker's rack or a steel shelving we got off of Amazon. We had to buy extra shelves, and in order to do the extra shelves, we had to buy extra racks. I believe every 5 racks, that's 4, every 5 racks that you buy, you can build 3 that are 10 levels. And we have 3 on every level. We used to do with water bottles, we used to have 10 levels of 3, which is 30. Now, because we went with this system without water bottles, and because it's gravity fed down, we only have 27, so we had to eliminate the top 3. So, what's wrong, Cleo? I guess Cleo wants to say hi. We're shooting a video, okay? Shh. Anyways, that's Cleo, our pocket bully, my baby girl. So using these, they're very cheap. I think they were like $100 each rack. So for $500, we end up having 3 of these racks with 10 levels on each. So very cost effective. And then, you buy the individual stainless steel lids with that. And like I said, you just undo like that. We just put them on here. We take the tub and we come over here. And one thing I like about this, okay, is even for cleaning, I just sort of wipe the top. They're stainless steel, but I like the pan here, like the food truck that's built right in. And if you notice where this goes, okay, it goes in on an angle so that the smaller animals or the rats can get to the water instead of it being on the top and they always have to climb. Notice how no one's climbing on the top? What's great is, if you look the way they design this, okay, they can actually eat from this side right off the ground, and also on this side, which is great because there's 2 little cavities, one on this side, one on this side, that the rats can go in and around. So now they have this little area, which is dark. There's one right there. Oh, there it is. So it's almost like a little hide for them built in. And what's great is I've done this, and I'm sure other people with rodents have done this with the tub systems. When they're climbing on the top, I'm so used to open my tubs, rather quickly to see the ball pythons or other snakes that I have. So I open it up, and if one's crawling on the top getting food or water, sometimes their paw, their face gets caught, and you're like, oh, and it's such a horrible feeling because you didn't mean it, and it does happen. This here, I just simply take the clip off, okay, and I lift up. Now, if you notice, one thing about ASFs, see how they have like a one little area that's soiled? These here are 5 days soiled. So in 2 days, we clean every week. So this is 5 days old. And if you notice, there's a little bit of like poop and stuff, but there's hardly any rat food. Like, there's a couple pieces there, but it's not covered in rat food. It's really amazing. And we do 1 male to 6 females, okay? So I'll just grab this. This is the male. Nice soft fur. Here's some babies. We keep some others in to grow up with the mums and the babies, but they're just really great. And it's a nice size litter. And what's good about here is, if you notice, they have a little hook, and all you do is you go put it on here, lock it, it clamps on the back to hold on, and then they give you this little clip here just to hold it down so that they can't, like I'm lifting up on the lid only, so it doesn't come apart. But I really like this. There's hardly any food waste, and the water lines is down, so even smaller rats can get to it instead of trying to jump to the top and get it. I love the design. I love everything about it. Another great product from Vision. They were kind enough to send me one. Okay, so here we go. Here's a couple packages. Here's one right here. So this is what's awesome. A new product that they just came out with, and I probably had these here for 3-4 months. That's how long it's been for me to try to get a video. A whole bunch of these things. So, one thing is, if you come over here, see how the food, it goes here, it goes underneath the water nipple, but they have, when I move it over, they don't have access to the food. The food grate is from here over. But of course, when they start moving and stuff and they start chewing it, it all pushes over. So if you notice, all of them are always all over. Now I can grab this, okay? And I put this in here, and it locks. Now look. Wow! So now even when they food, unless it goes over, I'm sure a little bit will go over, but what's great is now the food is concentrated here. So now I put this over here. I take this. Now it's a lot easier to get this on because I don't have the food in the way. Where like here, if I have to get this, like I've got to sort of do this. Now I can get it, and then I can put it back, right? And then, you know, the food always goes underneath. But now look at the difference. Great idea. Just something so simple, perfect, concentrated. You know, I'm a big believer in always having, you know, a lot of food in the hoppers. That's why you see these are like this. Now, I won't be adding as much food, but all the food that does go over here isn't gonna be eaten anyway. So it's better to have another area, and even if I have to top it up a little more, it's not going to waste. I know it's over there. The ease of everything here. Also, here, right, if there is a leak, or from the valve to the actual plastic, it'll drip down here, and they also have a little hole down there, so all the water will go in and drip into the pan. So if there's food under there, and believe me, it's happened, if I'm over here now like this, if there's a drip, well, all this food now is all wet and it's no good. And it's just, I love the design. It actually looks so much better. And what we do here is, if you notice over here, these are all seated. We just gotta do these top 6. But this is what we do now. And if you notice, a lot of the food, okay, I mean, they're not getting anything from here over. But what we normally do is we just go in and we just keep pushing it over. But this is how we do it. It's great because when I see this, I can see how they're eating. You know, I'll come in 3 days and some will be all gone, you know, and I get to sort of just take a quick glance to see what's going on. It's very right in your face. It's easy to access. I don't have a big trough to fill. It's great. And I'm really excited about using these new ones. And here is one where, you know, you can just take it right off. Nice design, nothing really sharp. They got water on each side. I mean, a water drain on each side in case the water drips or something happens, and it'll go into the pan. And if you want, you know, you could actually go and, you know, maybe do a little bit less. Or, you know, do something like this. I mean, you know, it just costs a little more. You know, if I want, now I actually have an area for my food and an area for my seed. You know, I mean, it's so awesome what you can do just with these little pieces. And, you know, I love how it stays away from this area that is useless for feeding. So there's no reason why food should be there. And it gives you a lot more room and access to take away the water line. But I'm really excited. Stainless steel. And for example, this thing here, I mean, it's dirty. I mean, we don't, you know, we have to give it a bath. Hey, Cleo, stop it, please. But these things are 2-3 years old. You know, they're great. They're just perfect. I'm very happy with them. And it works really well. And production's great. I like that these also, so here's one here. I like how these are the same height as a 10 series tub roughly, but the 10 series tubs are about here. So I almost get, I would say almost double, if not 3/4 more space in the same area where, you know, most people do a 1.4 in those tubs. I can do a 1.6 in here. And also, it's great because even with a lot of babies, here's one here that's gonna be a lot more soil, but look at that. And if you look at the back, there's the little soiled area, and look how many babies. I mean, we're gonna have a good pull in a few days, you know? So 1.6, we got some little fuzzies, you know, good mummy over here, you know, working on the babies and all these little pups and, you know, almost weans. And then you just go like this, and you go down, and just like that. So something like this, the food will obviously be going down a lot faster than other ones, and it's great because all I have to do is take a look and say, oh, this one's, you know, and just so, you know, nice little pouring, and I just simply do this, just this easy. And even here now on this part, so, you know, I get to visually see and, you know, what's going on and how they're eating, and usually they eat more because there's more rodents. And we seed like this, a heavily seed like I'm doing now, once a week. And of course, they have access to food every single day. We never have these empty at all, ever. So just something nice and simple. I'll do this. The top two, I always do on a ladder, but I just show you how simple and easy. And I do the same thing. I have one of these also in a garbage can, the larger one. So this is a smaller one for seed because we don't do it as much. Over there's the larger garbage where we have the food because we go through more food obviously than seed, because I do this once a week. And the food is pretty much every 2-3 days we come in and just sort of top it up. But even with the size of these hoppers, even if I don't look for 2 or 3 days, there's still food in them. There's never a time that in a 2-3 day period, this is all gonna be eaten. It works really well. I really love the vision. I used to have a tub system. They work great. I like these a lot better. So I'm not knocking rack systems, but the size, the space, and I believe they might even be a little bit cheaper, but I just like it much better than that system. But that being said, that's for our breeding colonies. Now if you come back here, so I do have exhaust fans. If you look up here, I got some exhaust fans. I turned them off for the video. Now they're back on, so hopefully you won't hear them that bad, but here is Freedom Breeder stainless steel. All the water lines are covered. So what we do is, these are our grow-ups. So we pull them out as weans. So all these are males. I separate them, and you know, nice coats. I can pet them. I can put my hands in. They're not jumping all over the place. Well, you know what I'm saying. But I mean, they're just awesome. Have had never a chew out, no water lines done. They don't chew out of the tubs. And we do 50 at a time. So if you notice, so blue means male, 50-50, 50 females. And it's quite easy to show a difference between a female. There's a female, and there is a male. We do this, so there's 50 females in each of these, 50 males, 50, 50, 50, 50 females, 50 females, and that. And we raise these up and get them to a bigger size. So what happens is when we, you know, take a rack down, which means, you know, we feed them off and start with a new colony. We go about 6 months or so, 6 or 7 months, and you find for the first month or two they have small litters, then they go in like full production, like, you know, big litters, and then usually around 5, 6, 7 months the numbers start going down. So we try to actually have it prepped where when we end up getting rid of all the females here and I feed them off to my, you know, the bigger rats to my adults, now we have all the new ones that are a decent size, probably a good large by the time they go in here. And it usually takes a good month or so for them to, you know, get used to each other, do their thing, and actually have litters start to come. It's a great little turnover, and it's been working really well for us. But I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Vision for their products and sending me these amazing things, you know, to separate it. But it's very, you know, versatile. But for me, I'm going to do the same way I'm doing now, except instead of having it like all over here, because if you look, we just did the seed today. Like, for me to get in here, like, you know, I'm gonna have to push all this over. It goes underneath. So such a great little invention that they have now that's for sale. And I definitely love using their product, and it works great. And also shout out to Freedom Breeder. Moving forward, for I know rats, especially Norwegians, they get out and they chew these water lines. So here we don't have water lines. We have water lines. We don't have them covered up. 5.5, 6 years this operation's been running now, and never once a chew out or a water line. When we do order more Freedom Breeder, we will probably skip the covered water line protectors. But I do see how they're amazing, because if you do have rats that get out and chew, it's a nightmare. And I've seen lots of friends and other people online say, "Oh man, look what happened," and it's not cool. So maybe we're just lucky, and maybe and hopefully not after this video it doesn't happen to me. But yeah, this is the way we do it here. I'm sure there's other ways people do things, and you know, this is the way that works well for us, that we've been doing for quite a while. And we love the ASFs. It's you know, something that we prefer over the Norwegian rodents, and as well mice. And you know, it's just what we do here. We just thought we'd share with you a little bit of our production, what we use, and how we do it. So hope you enjoyed this video. More to come, and see you next time.